Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name's Alisha Braché here at Cosmic Gateway. We've finally arrived here in May, and this is the 5-5 Gateway. So, wishing everyone an incredible 5-5 Gateway, however that translates to you and what that is bringing forward for you. This is going to be an energetic update for May. And also, I'm going to do intuitive insight guidance to help support those with any sort of intuitive messages that um, may support or give you confirmation on what you feel May is going to bring for you. So I have a lot of information to get through, and we're certainly at some pivotal times for humanity right now. If you have had a look at the video that I did with Daryl James, this is going to be a complimentary video to share some more of the insights and guidance that I feel that May is bringing for all of us. So first of all, I will be hosting a 5-5 Soul Journey this evening at 7 p.m. Melbourne, Australian Eastern Standard Time. The details will be in the description box if you wish to join and be a part of that. The inspiration for this soul journey is really about what I feel is very topical, which has been highlighted as we've moved into May. And that was coming through towards the end of April. So, first of all, it's a lot about the ancestral clearing of our ancestral lines, which is helping support us embody more of our highest frequency and connecting to our soul destiny timeline. The second aspect of it is around bringing in clarity, focus, vision for our future and what we're looking to create individually and how that connects collectively or as a soul group. It is also supporting shift in those who may be going through some legalities or the legal system, the justice system. And even if you're not, it's really about bringing justice to individuals, to family systems, and also to bring it to humanity. This ties very much intrinsically into the change of the financial system, which I believe we're on the precipice of this month, which is very exciting. I know that right now is very, very trying times for all of us on many levels, I should say, in terms of shifting out of poverty consciousness or victim consciousness and really restoring our original blueprint and claiming that, embodying that in the physical. So tonight's soul journey is about releasing the capstones. This is a theme that has come up through many sessions, is that many of us have energetic blockages or capstones, which are preventing us from fully embracing that and receiving what is coming to us, which is our birthright. So for May, the energies are really building and culminating, and I think it's going to set the tone not only for the next 2 months, but for the rest of the year. Many people have predicted or felt into intuitively that this year of 2024, from the beginning to the end, is going to look entirely different. A lot of astrological transits support this as well. And I think just on the energetic front of what we've been through over the last few years is really giving us to bear the fruits of our labor. What we've gone through individually and collectively as a team is coming to us right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of topics. First of all, I want to talk about something that is very dear to my heart, and it is the return of the soldiers. And what I talk about, or what I mean by that, is it's very related to SSP and on Earth programs. I believe that many of the strongest souls who've incarnated here on a very important soul mission, we have been working multidimensionally throughout this lifetime since childhood so that we could come into this time now with clearing our soul lineage, cleaning up our karmic entanglements, to be able to restore what I call the restoration of right relationship and soul connections. The programs, I believe, have targeted or carefully selected those who are connected in connected on a soul level, who are part of the same soul group or soul tribe, as I like to call it. What these programs have done, and there is purpose to this, depending on how we look at it. If we can look at it from a higher vantage point, we can see that the supportive nature of it to help us grow and evolve as souls in human embodiment. But what it has done is tried to keep us apart. It has tried to keep us separate. It has tried to keep us in conflict with one another, because I guess beings or the dark overlords, however the elite, have known that the power of coming together of this soul group or these soul groups is incredibly powerful, and it will create change. The change that was always prophesied to come during this time. So keeping in mind, as we've going through a lot of changes with space weather, the sun has been letting off like big M-class flares. Even as I record this is occurring right now. One thing that I was reminded of this morning in preparation for this video is that we are right now in the solar maximum of this 11-year solar cycle. So many people have intuitively felt that the solar flash would occur of 2024. I am in the mind that is what we are in preparation for right now. So as we're moving into what I've been calling the new space, just to give some context around that, the new space encompasses many of the terminology, so 5D and above, the realms, the different facets of reality. And it's all amalgamated into one space where it's been purposely designed so that we can come together, reconnect and join and start to work together and be together as a soul family. I believe that as that occurs, this is what is going to bring the powerful frequencies and energies to power up, if you will, that will then move into this time that has been prophesied of having the solar flash. I myself personally, and I believe that many others have actually gone through their own internal solar flash event, or at least have had an 80% experience of that, going back as far as 2018 to now. That may be something that is not so much conscious of individuals, but it's how it can be how it can be interpreted or witnessed through our own human experience is when we go through this place of feeling very energetically aligned, being very connected to our own higher self, our own downloads, our insight, our inspiration, and feeling very, very connected, and being able to bring that frequency in through us and expand that out into the world, into our daily reactions, into our life, and of course, into our soul purpose and mission. With the returning of consciousness, which is what I'm facilitating in Elevate Training Part 3, which is still available for you to join the live calls, and the details will be in the description box below. This process, I believe, has started to occur for many, if not all, who have been involved in various programs in March of 2024. It probably the last from March equinox through March has been the unraveling process that people have been going through. It has been a very hard and trying time for so many of us, and it has required us to go into our shell, into the hermit mode, to be able to unpack, unravel, and untangle the programming that was imposed upon us. This ties into things like MK Ultra and the programming that happens not just in these programs, but just in society in general, through music, frequency, sound, vibration. This is how the trauma bonding has occurred through many that were intertwined in the soul groups. This process, I feel, is at its almost completion phase, and that is going to be hard for those who aren't conscious of it. After speaking to many people who are experts in the field, such as Tony Rodriguez, Daryl James, and Rebecca Rose, I understand that there's only 3% on average of people who restore full memory or most of their memories from the programs. Others will come back or have overlays of screen memories, and that will not give or not be able to highlight the cosmic nature, perhaps, of what part of their consciousness was intertwined and involved in. The screen memories will show up as things like people from the past or experiences that can be more relatable on a human level. So other people will have memories or dreams, reoccurring dreams that are more space-like, connected to interplanetary systems, spacecraft, things like that. So it's very individual on what the soul wanted to remember, experience, and utilize in whatever their path and mission is. So, talking about soul mission and soul purpose, many years ago, the download came to me in a dream that we would be moving into a time, moving out of a time and moving into a new space, a new time, where we would pick up or actualize our new soul missions. This means that whatever we have been doing as our purpose, our path, our vocation, our work would take a drastic turn. It may be a more subtle turn, and we may be getting more passionate about things that were prevalent to us, perhaps, earlier in our teenage years or in our 20s. When it comes to things like the SSP and those programs, the increments or the service tends to be in 20-year increments. So you might find that if you look back over your life, there was a massive change and shift that occurred in your 20s, and then, of course, in your 40s and later. And for those who've been in the programs or have been in some of the earlier programs that were incarnated around 1940s, 50s, and 60s, you might have a look back, and every 20-year increment, there was a change in lifestyle, there was a change in relationships potentially, and a change in focus. So things that can be reflected upon, and that might give you some clues or indicators that maybe that is part of your own experience and what we're going through now. So going back to what I was explaining about the change in the soul mission, often what we go through is we'll go through one pathway or one timeline, which has been very much focused on a particular path and journey. As we exit the programs and restore more consciousness, it gives us more capacity, more soul skills, gifts and abilities that we can start to utilize those and move into a different pathway that is complementary to who we are on a soul level, our soul's blueprint. And that is part of what it is restoring as we bring in more of this consciousness. So landing in this new space, I believe, has been available for quite some time. Most people probably have experienced more so in dream space than in actual waking reality, or it could be a combination of both. This new space is how I understand it's two timelines that are simultaneously occurring and showing up in our reality. So as we're embodied more in frequency, we're in a higher vibration, we are connected to our higher selves, that's where we would potentially be experiencing it in our physical world and reality. As we dip and we go through this process of clearing on our ancestral level, soul lineage, past lives, karmic cleanup, or what has been told to me by my higher self is the karmic redemption cycle is now completed. This very much, if you follow astrological transits and patterns, has been very indicative of this, especially a lot of the astrological transits that occurred during April. I believe Jupiter primarily, but I think there's a lot that is intertwined with Sagittarian energy, Taurus energy, things like that. So astrology may not be something that you follow as a guideline, but there is patterns to it. It is directly connected to our soul's blueprint as we incarnate. So it can give us, it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy unless we focus on that, but it can give us guidelines to patterns and cycles and energies that are available to us that can enhance what we're working on or how we're feeling in day to day. With the returning of consciousness and the SSP or various programs, what I have noticed through my own experience and many others is that it can create a pause or a shift in our our relationships, our soul connections, or intimate romantic relationships. The reason being is as we unravel and disconnect from the distortion, the overlays, and the experiences that we've had that we are recovering from. So, as we become more whole and integrated in our four body system, this is a process that requires a lot of downtime, a lot of rest, a lot of recovery, a lot of self love, and being kind and compassionate to ourselves. Therefore, it is going to create a lot of impact on our closest relationships, even with our family structure, as I believe that it is processing and recalibrating our family dynamics as well as our relationships, our soul connections and friendships, and the wider soul group community. This is where, as we go through this process of release, it is not only an energetic process, but it is very much mental, emotional, and physical, and the changes that are occurring in our physical body to restore full health and well-being. The part that I feel is most challenging for many, especially men, is the regulation of the emotional body and also the regulation of understanding the mental aspect, because it is the brain or the consciousness that has been the most impacted or fractured. As that is starting to rewire and come back into its harmony, what it is doing is creating more of a balance between our own inner masculine and feminine. So as that occurs, then we can start to create a better foundation, if you will, for connecting in conscious relationships and to have being able to have more transparency, openness, and open-heartedness. This month, I believe, or May, is very much focused on being able to open our heart space and be able to give and receive love as it was truly designed to do. All of us share great love and respect for one another if we truly get into our heart. But when we're sort of bombarded by burdens of life, being distracted or being in avoidance of this is where we can block our heart space and not be able to open truly to the nature of love and connection. And moving forward, I feel like that is the most important thing that we can do. So if you have gone through challenging times in your closest relationships, know that that potentially could be one of the reasons why. And just to exercise compassion and try different processes that I found really helpful in going through this process myself, in terms of walking meditation, writing, singing, listening to music, things like that, that can really help get clarity, insight, and guidance, moving beyond the mind and being able to directly connect with the heart, because the heart is where the soul resides within the body, or it is the direct link of where it comes into the body. Therefore, as we are more connected with our heart space, that is going to be our best guidance more than what our mind is projecting. There can be still an air of what I call intrusive thoughts, which is part of our mental programming, but it can also be connected to other influences such as entities and attachments, depending on you know, the individual. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the things that might be directly linked into your own experience, things that you may have noticed over the last, let's say, fortnight. I know, and it might give context around just day-to-day living. Landing in this new space, I believe that it is where many of our loved ones who have transitioned already are there to meet and greet us. They are our support team. They are the ones who are guiding us so that we can all enter in and gather into this new space. This is creating a lot of changes, not within only us as human beings, but also our animals are becoming well, the phrase that I was given, our animals are ascending too. And to be very mindful that if we notice changes in their behaviors, changes in their physical health, changes in their eating patterns, things like that, keep in mind that children and animals are very much more sensitive than what we are to the energetic changes and what's occurring. We're all becoming quite telepathic as our new soul skills and abilities come online. I believe that that's a reason why a lot of us tend to or choose to go very insular during this period so that we can work out and understand what's coming online and how we can utilize that. During the interview that I had with Daryl James, he spoke about topics that have been prevalent within the spiritual and truth seeker communities for many, many years, especially the last four. Things like the 10 days of darkness, the change of the financial system, legal system, and basically all the systems that have been part of the establishment. They are very much disintegrating. Those who are still connected to that or working in that are probably having a very hard time right now because the energy is not supportive anymore of these old systems that don't support humanity. We're on the precipice of great change. There's going to be welcomed and celebrated by all. The rewards that are coming are immense, and that is what is intrinsically tied into the ancestral cleanup. I believe that a lot of the world's wealth or great wealth that is tied up in family systems and bloodlines that has been held back is potentially on the precipice of being handed back to those people or to the rightful owners that have been taken away from things like royal families or elites that have taken ownership of what is not rightfully theirs. And that is what ties into the justice and the legal systems. That's how I see the link that is directly occurring. In order to do this in a transition, there's many things that need to take place. 10 days of darkness is probably one of the most easiest ways that is going to help everyone who is on this planet, a true soul, to understand what has been happening, the deception, the lies, the deceit to humanity, so that we can start to bring in solutions and to start to heal. Is a period of time that is going to, we need to hold our loved ones close. There's going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of disorientation, and a lot of righteous rage. I've noticed, especially in the last week, that that energy is very prevalent within the collective field. That anger and rage and uprising is almost a key indicator that we are getting very, very close to this actually occurring in the physical world. As we move through this period of time, that is going to allow the changeover of the financial system, which will be a gold-backed currency. This is something that has been through the white hat operation, if that's something that you followed in Q. This is something that has been in preparation for decades. and carefully crafted so that there would be a smooth changeover when that occurs. This ties into advanced ET tech, med beds, Tesla technology, and free energy. Mm. There is incredible times ahead, but what I believe is happening is that on a physical level, many people have been focusing, feeling a lot of great fatigue, a lot of processing of emotions, and reflection over their life. I talk about the life review that many are going through right now. Those who choose to transition without passing away, the process that I believe that many of us are going through or have been since March, end of March, is a process of what I call the life review. This can be something that may be more familiar if you've watched um, interviews of people who've had near-death experiences or known or had your own experience, near-death experience. As you transition from one experience into another or one reality into the next, there is a process that we go through, a reflection, a reevaluation, and reviewing our life to make sure that we've accomplished everything that we chose to and signed up to or agreed to in our soul contract before we move into the next phase. Those who aren't transitioning through physical death, I believe, are going through that right now. So if you're finding that you're reflecting a lot on memories from the past relationships, past experiences, that may be an indicator of what is occurring for you. This process is generally quite intensive if you are in tune energetically and emotionally. What happens in a life review, as in general terms, is that you will experience the emotions that you have inflicted onto others consciously or unconsciously, so that the balance can be restored within connections or soul connections. This can be very challenging and trying, and it brings up a lot of sadness, guilt, grief, regret, um, missed opportunities. And just know that as that process is working through your system, to exercise compassion, love, and rest is the best thing. Our physical bodies are trying to integrate so much energy right now that sometimes we need to take that time of rest or being in solitude or in nature in a reflective space so that we can allow that to facilitate naturally. In terms of the colors of the energetics throughout May, there is, all the colors of the rainbow, really. But specifically, the colors that I have been aware of primarily have been blues, turquoise, greens, pinks, golds, whites, and platinums. And that is very much part of this process to help us come into a stronger place of personal empowerment and resonance. All right. So just having a look, I will link or I will make a recommendation that if you are feeling a resonance with this information and you would like more information that I've previously shared over the last 2 years, there's a lot of key information that is occurring right now. So if you look back at energy update from May of 2023, June and July, I talk about a lot of what we can expect to be available to us over the coming few months. I will be doing more information around the project of New Earth Children. There's a lot of new insights that have come through that are really relevant for right now for those who are preparing to have New Earth children, preparing to enter into parenthood. And this, I believe, is very much impacting the ancestral aspect. We cannot, or I don't believe that these children will choose to be born physically until there has been a full clearing of the ancestral line, the past life energy, and to be able to restore right relationship. So there's a lot of elements at play that we're going through right now that are preparing us for what's to come. Going through, making sure that I've covered off on everything. I think that's about it for now. Okay. And keeping in mind, one thing that I will share is animal totems, um, things that are very helpful to navigate that you might find, if it is of interest to you, is connecting with guides, ascended beings, galactic beings. The veil is very, very thin and has been for the last 2 weeks. One experience that I have been having quite regularly was interfacing into the the new space tangibly. So I was having apparitions or manifestations of beings, of loved ones that were actually showing almost in physicality. So that's how thin the veil is and has been since we stepped into May. You have gone through the transition of loved ones, whether it be a family member, pet, or even loved ones from the past, just know that that veil is very thin and they are there to hold a container of love and support to guide us through this phase that we're moving through. Okay, so um, I am opening up space for personal sessions for this week. I do have a handful of spaces available. If you do feel that you need additional support, I'll put the details of how to do that in the description box below. But if you just send me an email, then I can correspond with you and we can organize a suitable time. All right, so let's get into the intuitive insight guidance for May. I have brought back some artwork that I prepared for last year. So this will be artwork A, B, and C. So just tune into which one speaks to you directly, which one is calling you, and I'll get into it. All right, so let's start off with A. Just going to feel into the energetics as I start to work with the cards. I'm working with some different decks that I don't often use. Those details will be in the description box. So for A, just having a look purely at this, we have a lot of rainbow color. We have gold, we've got silver, we've got the 2 hearts with the stars in it. So it is connecting with your star-like quality, star origin, star light frequency, perhaps. It might have, it might be about remembering who you are on a soul level and how that connects to planetary systems, your soul's lineage. And this is very much intertwined with the soul skills and gifts and abilities that are being available to you at this time. There's a lot of key information that is allowing you to connect and understand your gifts and abilities. So the first card that has come up is book number 26. Hidden things, mystery, philosophy, intellectual knowledge, education, secrets, unknown manuscripts and authors. So there may be a book in your heart or some sort of writing, form of writing as a part of your own therapy tool, or it might be that you've been called to write or publish a book. I know that that's a calling for many of us during this time to be able to process our experience, to understand better our journey. We also have the second card that came out was Clover, luck, happiness, confidence, unexpected rendezvous, a fling, good fortune, carefree, a reward, short-lived. So it's a number 2 and it's a 6 of diamonds. Just bring that up there. This may be connected to, just going to feel into that. This feels like uh, two things: unexpected communication, unexpected windfall. It's going to help support bringing you back into your heart space or remembering what your heart wants you to know. We have two other cards here. We have the Queen of Water and the King of Air. So we've got Scorpio and we have Libra. So that might be part of your astrology there. As soon as I as soon as I feel into the Scorpio, I think about as we've moved through that Scorpio full moon, that was a really powerful transformation time for many of us. So Scorpio is a water sign, so it's connected to our emotions. It's about actually that really ties into the collective themes right now. It's about taboo. It is about the topics that many people don't want to talk about. It's like the hidden agendas that are deep under the surface. But Scorpio elements and aspects are very passionate, um, perceptive, focused. They're very psychic. They have a deep interest in things like psychology, into understanding the psyche within themselves and others, psychologists, things like that. So that scorpionic energy is probably really, if you have that in your chart or you're working with that type of energy at the moment, it's going to ignite a lot of passion and drive and momentum for you to move forward. The Scorpio is associated with Pluto, which is transformation. I think we have Aquarius in retrograde in Pluto at the moment. So collectively, that's going to really bring a lot of transformation forward, individually and collectively. The Scorpionic energy is associated with the Phoenix or the Phoenix rising. So it's about death and rebirth and bringing on a new. Libra energy is obviously peacekeeper, the balance maker, um, diplomat, kind, harmony, artistic, um, can be indirect, so they're not as forthcoming as some of the other energies from zodiac signs, but also it's justice. So the Libran energy is always the actual image that represents the Libran is about the scales of justice being restored and balanced. So if you're going through something that requires balance of justice in your life, whether it is legal, personal, relationship wise, just know that what you can expect in this month is that rebalancing of justice. And we had the full moon, culmination of effort, completion, abundance, fulfillment, uh, release, fruits of your labor, which has been topical, focusing on your needs, harvest. And yes, the time has come. So I'll show you that card there. So I know that we're coming up to a full moon on the 8th of May, and then the full moon will be exactly 2 weeks after that. So it's probably, please don't quote me on that, but it's probably around the 28th of May. And that would be in, I'd have to look at that. Yeah, I'll have a look at that in a second. The full moon. The last full moon was in, it might be either, it could be Sagittarius, Libra. Let me check that. I don't know. All right, so what have we got? This is the Beyond Lemuria cards, which are absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of encoded light language in this imagery, and I love working with these cards. There is, I feel like there's a lot of rising of Lemurian energy that's prevalent also too through the month of May. So if you feel that you have a connection to Lemuria or a past life energies there, you may feel or receive guidance or insight or information around that. Okay, so we've got 2 here. We've got 20 beyond the mind, and then we've got 11, the ether, the seamless, unspeakable. I'll just show you these 2. You get a lot of blues, purples, whites, a lot of beautiful imagery going on there. So first thing that the ether, the energetics, feeling into connecting with telepathic information. There's encoded information, light language that I feel like wants to come through, and this could be a part of the restoration of consciousness. There's frequencies that are moving, trying to integrate or assimilate into your own 4-body system right now. So there's like the image that I'm getting is actually really beautiful. There's like this dance or flow of energy that is kind of trying to align through the energy column, that's like bringing all the pieces back to you. And that was one of the messages that I had for May, or 5-5, was bringing all the pieces back to you, and whatever that means for you, was bringing that back into alignment. That may mean energetic, but I know for years working the energetics that once we align within the energetic aspect, then that is then going to bring that into our physical experience and reality. So going beyond the mind, working with our own higher consciousness, our own higher self, our soul, and the remembrance of who we truly are. This is the month of really remembering and claiming who we are, to be able to work with our soul's calling, our soul's mission moving forward. So that might be really something that is highlighted for you to the words that are coming is like, really, the time is now, get going. Whatever you have perhaps been delayed on or procrastinated on in terms of the work that you're here to gift to humanity, now is the time to take guided action, to connect with the people who are going to support you on that path and mission. And yeah, reconnecting, rejoining. Oh, look. I love these cards. So this is the Animal Voices, which is a children's oracle card, which is so beautiful. So we have number 9, the Mountain Gorilla, reflection, respect, and inner calm in there for her. The second one that's come through is number 10, the Snow Leopard, mystery, sensitivity, and belief. You can see a mother there with her cub. That to me also talks about parenthood, motherhood. I believe that we're all parents, whether we have children or we have fur children, we are all parents to some degree. So that might be a message for you to be able to connect with that nurture, that nurturing quality within you, and bring that to yourself for this month. And then that is going to magnetize or bring in the support of having nurturing experiences and people showing up in your life to reciprocate that. We have number 11, which is the elephant, responsibility, cooperation, and empathy. Once again, we've got that theme there of the 2. And then finally, we have number 7, the earth, body, action, planting seeds. So whatever, I believe, I'll show you that card there. There we go. Whatever it is that we are planting the seeds or receiving the fruits of our labor, that whatever we action this month is going to set the tone for the rest of the year, and perhaps even beyond that, years to come. So really take the time to be able to connect into that and explore that and get going, even if it's the smallest steps each day, that is going to bear fruit for a long time to come. All right, so just clear the energy there. We'll move into B. We have This one here, if that's the card that you're drawn to, image B. So as you can see there, oh, we've got the shell, the conch shell there, which is holding. Oh, what comes to mind for me initially is the well, it's appalling, but it's the prophecy of the trumpets when the I can't even think of it when the trumpet siren sounds. If you have a religious background, that may have a meaning for you. That to me, as soon as I see that imagery, I see angelics, I see trumpet, I see justice. So yeah, there's a lot of there is a lot of energies that are prevalent for you or available to you that is giving you I don't want to keep reiterating the words of justice, restoration of what is rightfully yours, perhaps. Whatever has been an injustice that has been worked through and cleared through your own processes, coming back to you in ways that is going to help inspire, give prosperity, and just inspiration to be able to take control of your life with confidence. All right. Okay. So we have the Prince of Air, Gemini, which is a mutable sign. And it also represents the Lover's card in the tarot, the traditional tarot. Oh, okay. Get one more. Oh, all right. Well, we got some good cards. So the first card that came out was Gemini, so that may be in your sign, or actually, we will be moving into the energies of Gemini later in this month. So this might be energies for you to connect into as we move throughout the month of May. Gemini is talkative, adaptable, mentally intellectual, social, versatile, responsible, changeable, witty, inquisitive, flexible, and can come across superficial. So it is May 22nd to June 21st. So as we move into June solstice, which will be the midway point of this year. So, and the Lover's card. So that's the first card that's come up. What I feel is highlighting for me in this reading is to make most of social interactions, make most of being adaptable within yourself, but also with others. Talking things out can really help get clarity for yourself, clear the air, tie up loose ends, and be able to allow yourself to be able to move forward in the things that you really want to do in life or get out of life. The next card that we have here is middle of the season. Oh, okay. So here we go. Purpose driven, secure, confident, gets it done, stubborn, bold, brave, reliable, conservative, someone you can count on. And at the bottom there, it says, no, now is not the time. So, what comes to mind? Of course, a beautiful image of a ballerina here. What comes to mind for me with that is that I may have mentioned in the energetic update, but I feel like we are sitting on two timelines right now, or many people are. And with the no, now is not the time, that is part of the old energy in the old timeline that is trying to dissolve and drop away. As that happens, if we're engaging in memories of the past, um, situations, circumstances, and events that have not worked out, or we're in that reflective mode, we're still in the old energies that are dissolving. So yes, if we're in that energy, no, now is not the time to instigate new. While we're in a process of shifting timelines or anchoring on the next or highest available timeline for us. Um, if we're still in that process of energies dropping away, then to create something new or to step into the new while the old energies are dismantling is not the time to fully integrate and move forward. So be aware of your own process when it comes to that, and just know if it's the time to move or if it's not. And it may not be today, but it might be, in a few days, and just allow your own internal guidance to guide you through that. The next card that's come up is the number 18, the 10 of hearts, which is the dog, a supportive friend, helpful, playful, faithful companion, a friendship that turns to love, siblings, soulmates, peers, vet, doctor, or nurse. So you may have a beloved fur animal who is key or critical in your life, in your healing, as a companion, or someone who has been a real beautiful support to you. And that could be here physically, or in the awaiting new space for us. And then we have number 16, which is clubs, and we have the double rainbow. Divine intervention, ascension, perfect timing, serendipity, light codes, promises kept, duality, as above, so below. So have a look at the double rainbow there. I noticed that throughout May, historically, or at least over the last few years, double rainbows have always seemed to be very present throughout the month of May. So double rainbows and what that means to you, that can have a lot of symbolic different symbology depending on the individual. We've got a couple of cards here. A lot of air, so we're definitely having a lot of intellectual, mind-based energies that are coming through for this month for you, and to utilize them and work with them well. So with the next cards that have come out, oh, okay, we have number 10. This is just from the bottom of the deck. Number 10, the soul star chakra, which I believe is where we access our soul's blueprint from. So this may be highlighted for you to have a think about how to access the information that is right there and ready for you to access, and surrender into that process if you're struggling with that. We have 21, communication and co-creation. That to me, 21 is a 3. 3 is about community, project, communication, co-creation, bringing people together, conscious community. That may be something that is on your mind to create or looking to create. We have the 3 beings there, which are, I love them. Got blue, indigo, white, and we've got sort of a pink colored energy. So maybe 3 beings or guides. They may be in physical form, they may be in energetic form, maybe aspects of yourself that are trying to culminate, come together to support you, to hold you in a beautiful sacred space, to give you the drive and the confidence, or whatever it is that you need to propel you moving forward in this month. We have number 13, which is air, which is paradigm shift. So have a look at that card there. The first thing that comes, and we see the 3 stars that are at the top there. If we look at the depiction of that image, there's a lot of beauty in there. We've got the eyes, the perception here, got all the emanation of color. The message that comes through to me is like the winds of change. There is a 5-5. If we look at the breakdown of the numbers of 5, 5 always means a big catalyst of change. So we've got the double 5 frequency, and then that if you add them together, it's a 1. It's a new beginning. So there's a lot of winds of change that is calling or beckoning people to make the most of the energies that are available to us throughout the month of May. And then we also have here the number 4, the solar plexus. So solar plexus is connected to our personal power, our wisdom, and it also is, I believe, directly connected to our crown. And so when our solar plexus is clear, or our stomach, and this can go into physical health too, about having good gut health, when we have all those things in a healed place, or at least a good balanced alignment, what occurs then is that we actually access more of our soul's memory, which was going back to into the earlier card, the soul star above our head. When that channel is clear, then we can directly access light codes, downloads, information that's available to us. Our best guide is our higher self. So we can always have guides along the way that will help support us. But ultimately, if we're connecting with our higher self, that is the best guide that's going to help us navigate, giving us what we need. Right. Let's get some animal voices. So the first card that's come out is 22B. 22B. Which is, we'll just stick with 3 for now. Creativity, purpose, and devotion. So bees, honey, maybe bringing more honey into your diet. Perhaps look at the purple, the violet there, the green, new growth, pollination. And bees very much are multidimensional beings. I believe that are in the new space or populating. So this feels like it's the message is like an expansion or pollination of creativity, of purpose, being able to spread our frequency and energy to support ourselves, our wider community, our families, however that looks for you. We have number 15, which is albatross. Yeah, faith, journey, and hope. So flying high, being able to have a bird's eye view, higher perspective, and in the times of doubt or confusion, being able to know that we can sit or contemplate to access higher levels of perception that can give us or restore our hope in whatever we're moving through. And then we've got the elephant again, number 11, responsibility, cooperation, and empathy. I think really what I'm getting from this card in particular is having empathy and compassion for ourselves and the people around us, knowing that everyone's going through their own challenges. And unless we actually sit with an open heart and ask the right questions, we may not actually know what challenges the other loved ones may be facing, and to be able to be loving and supportive during this time. All right. Oh, okay, so I hope that helps or resonates for B. I'm going to move into final card C, lucky last. So this one here, so we've got the flower pattern, we've got spirals happening, lots of different colors. So this is the one that has called you. Let's jump in and see what messages are in store for you. Just feeling into the energetics of that. Actually, the first thing that comes to mind is quite psychedelic, almost like to say a trip. It might be, I don't know, plant medicine might be your thing. It may not be. That can come in many forms, but it could just be through your dream space or meditation practice that there's a lot of high definition frequencies and colors that are becoming available to you. And this is like an upgrade of your third eye, I feel, being able to see into the future, give you clarity, hope, purpose. Right. So we have number 23. Interesting. Okay. So the first card that's come out is number 23, yarn. Tangled up problems, complicate circumstances, a conundrum, string along, puzzling, unraveling, or puzzling, hassles, unraveling. We had the cat there. That to me really feels as though talk therapy or being able to talk out with a best friend or someone that you trust or are confident, maybe what you need to help in this process of reestablishing conscious connection or conscious communication. And that's going to help impact your love life, friendships, circles, family, all relationships. But to be able to have communication feels really important for this month for you. That's going to really help support you. We have the element of fire. We have the upward pointed triangle, impulsive, creative, forceful, ego-centered, passion, spontaneity, enthusiastic, hot-tempered, sexy, larger than life, inspiration, excitement, and expect the unexpected. So I'll show you that card there, the element of fire. Fire might be really prominent in your astrological chart. We are, as I record this now, we are in Aries moon, which is fire energy that can help reignite, kickstart, or passion, purpose. And bringing fire can also be impulsive. So just be conscious, aware of that, not to kind of leap to conclusions or leap into actions that aren't aligned. Sometimes that can be a downfall of people who hold a lot of fire in their energy field or in their astrological chart. Being able to balance and bring in equilibrium. When I look at that card, I also feel the what is probably prevalent for you is a lot of balancing of masculine, feminine energies. And so I associate fire with more of a masculine energy, but it's like bringing in more of a subtle water element to help balance the two. So the next card is 21A, which is albatross. So yeah, it keeps coming up. A good omen, calm, monogamy, stamina, sorry, baggage, burdens, feeling cursed, guilt, shame. I guess that's in the reversal. So that might be and or. So looking at it in the upright position, it is a good omen. It is bringing in calm, peace, tranquility, higher perspective, giving you the energy and charge a moment and stamina to move forward in your life, in your personal projects. And it can be dropping away or letting go of baggage, burdens, feeling as though you curse, whether that's something that you resonate with, guilt, shame, and regret that may be held from, that nostalgia. So feeling into that energy. And then we have the number 33, which is a master number. Catalyst, ignite, fuel, torch, fan the flames, infuse, breathe, kindle, spark, effort required, passion, get it going. So we have, I'll show you the image there, have a fireplace. But once again, we've got a lot of fiery energy here to help support bringing creativity to life, creative endeavors, creative projects, or just could be creative energy and working with what's coming through is like a balancing of the sacral and solar plexus. So the masculine energy, once again, it's like being able to restore or bring in balance. We have the number 6 here, the Mars, the ruler of destruction, survival instincts, lust, upheaval, raw energy, sudden change, action, self assertion, chaos, aggression. So I was talking about that in the energy update. There's a lot of anger and aggression energy in the ethers at the moment, which is part of the collective experience. Impulsive and the tower. So catalyst for great change. We may experience that within our personal lives, but it's going to be interwoven or intertwined within the collective experience as we move through the month of May. So keeping in mind that sometimes we can, if we're very energetically sensitive, we can pick up energies that are in the collective field and we can take them on as our own when it's perhaps not necessary or it's not part of our own experience. So being really mindful of our own energetic hygiene and cleanup may be something to keep in consideration as you move through the month of May. All right. So we have number 40, radical expansion. Also we have number 6, the high heart. If we've got one more. And we have 10, the Soul Star Chakra. We have recurring cards here. Awesome. So let's have a, oh, we have a dragon here, rainbow dragon. Number 40, radical expansion here. So just taking in the imagery of that card and what it represents for you. Radical expansion, and initially as I feel into that card, I feel like a spark of light that comes into the heart, and there's like a burst of energy that expands through you and expands out, which has the ability to completely reconstruct the nature of your own reality and what you're living. And that will change as the energetics change, it's going to change your entire life. You may be in a situation, circumstances that are undesirable for you for whatever reason. It may be due to like living circumstances, home, relationship, financial, whatever it is, or however you interpret this, how it lands for you. Know that this spark of emanation of light or resparking within the heart space is what is going to be the key to creating radical change in your life. And being in the month of May, of course, that 5 energy is all about radical change and implementing that and having that physically manifest. Number 6, we have the high heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So what was I talking about? Having that heart activation coming online for you. Look into that card there, the high heart. Yeah, a lot of it feels to me like for the messages that are coming through the month of May is like this heart activation, expansion, heart, like real emphasis on clearing the heart chakra if you're struggling to access the wisdom of the heart or the soul wisdom, and being able to really spend a lot of dedicated, intentional focus to be able to connect with your heart and the guidance that is there for you. And then we have number 10, the soul star chakra, merging with the divine. So accessing the higher chakras or the soul star that will then infuse energy or frequency into the upper 3 chakras, the crown, the third eye, and even the throat. March 5 to me is very much associated with expression, throat chakra, speaking your truth, being embodied, being the embodiment of your truth, living from your truth, and being a way shower. We all are in our own right, in our own world and own way. So really allowing yourself to be able to be the embodiment of truth. One thing that I've always known is that as we move into being a more telepathic society, um, humanity, that is its destiny to work more out of the spoken language and more in telepathy. That requires a whole way of transparency in our own life and being comfortable with that, because when you move into being in a telepathic society, there can be no secrets. So that may be something that you're working through in your own personal process. And just know that the judgment and shame and guilt that we place upon ourselves is generally our own inner critic and not so much the reflection of what others perceive of us. It's all about our own inner perception and our own judgments that we place on ourselves, that then it is reflected through our experience. So as we explore the ways that we can clean that up, that changes. It changes a lot. All right, so we have, oh, excellent. We have 21, the dragonfly, magic, spontaneity, and change. Dragonflies can also represent in some cultures visitation from loved ones who have transitioned. So if that is something that is on your mind, know that maybe your loved ones or ancestors are trying to connect with you to lovingly support and guide you at this time. All right. Oh, yes. Excellent. Oh, what a beautiful reading. I mean, they all are, but this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. We have number 8, the lion, power, leadership, and family. I'll show you the cards in a second. So see what other cards want to come out. Oh, excellent. Oh. So dragonfly, magic, spontaneity, visitation from ancestors, loved ones, perhaps parents who are in the new space waiting for us, guiding us, lovingly guiding us to connect there. We've got the lotus flower, as well, which is to me, it's connected to cultures, practices, yoga. It might be calling you to get moving, stretching, a reminder that as our physical bodies come into alignment, it helps energy flow through so that we can be more of a channel to connect in that way. We have lion or Lyran, power, leadership, and family. So that might be something that's really dear and close to your heart, um, connecting with ancient Lyran soul lineage, but really connecting with stepping into a place of personal empowerment, leadership, and family. You know, being able to have your family closely connected to you, supporting you. That may be your biological family, that might be your soul family, it might be a combination of both. We have number 24, um, the orange bellied parrot, radiance, expression, and movement. We've got the two parrots there. That's just beautiful. So, to me, when I think of parrots, I think of rainbow, I think of free, I was going to say free energy, but feeling free, expansive. Parrots are very communicative, so sound, connecting with nature, being able to be cheerful like that. You know, when you hear parrots, so when they're talking and chirping, the real cheerful, uplifting energy that can really bring a natural flow of being more social. If you've been in hermits stage or phase, it might be this sort of coming out or stepping out into more of a social interactive time where you feel more connected and more communicative. And then we have the 13, air, thought, breath, intention. A lot of blue. Once again, the throat, communication. Air is connected to the mind or higher mind. And so this might be something that you want to incorporate into your practice is air, breath, being able to deep breathing, I feel, is going to be a part of this process of integrating of energy and consciousness. So through the breath, conscious breath and intention, accessing your intention for what you want, accessing higher consciousness or perspective, and accessing energy to help support manifestation and creation. So I hope that that helps. I hope that that resonates with you in some level and gives you the support that you need for the month of May. So thank you so much for um, listening. If you join and watch from the start to now, 5-5 Soul Journey will be available for the live and also for the replay. If you're watching this later and you want to access the replay, it will be available. I am offering personal sessions at least for this week. So if you feel that you need additional support and you'd like to connect, details will be in the description box below. And of course, Elevation Training Part 3 is still available for live sessions if you want to come in on the second week and join. And then, of course, Elevation Training and Elevate 2 training is available for the replay. So I hope that that helps support you in some way. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to connect with you in this way. And the final announcement that I have is very exciting. The official restart of Energia project is about to commence. So thank you so much for everyone who is a conscious collaborator, a conscious creator of part of the Energia movement that we started back in December of 2023. We will be sending out communication to all the ticket holders, and we will be offering ticket sales available and also connecting with all the creators who sent their submissions through. More of that will be on the Energia YouTube channel and social media platform. So I'll put that in the description box. If you're not already following Energia, there'll be a lot that's coming through for May. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm sending you much love and much peaceful energies and abundant energies for May. So much love, and I will connect with you all soon.